Hi, I'm Temi Adeyemi, and you're with me in the studio. I'm here to complete my work on my first single. It's called A Perfect Plan. It's my first major work as a vocalist, an artiste, and it's being produced by Isaiah Adeyemi. He shares the same surname as me, although we're not related.
How ironic.
And this is his first major work since he got back from Florida. We've come to a point now where it's been mixed down. I've done all the vocals, and he's done his bit, and we're now getting excited about the second stage. We're going to Abbey Studios on Thursday in London. We're at Milton Keynes at the moment. I've been driving from London to Milton Keynes, like a mad person for like 5 days to get this work done. But this time he's going to be coming down to London, to Abbey Road Studios, to have this mastered. And it's going to be mastered by one of the world's most famous mastering technicians. His name is Andy Walters. And I'm so excited about that. I'm really looking forward to what he's going to do and seeing the end result of this first single. So, just wanted to introduce myself to you all and to tell you to watch this space. Okay? There's a lot that we have in store, a lot that, we're going to bring to you. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy this first installment of what we're doing, and we'd love to get, your opinion and your views. But as I said, it's a new day, and there's lots to look forward to. So take care, and God bless. See you soon. Hello.
Oh, hi. How you doing?
Okay. So let's take you all over again, doing what I think you do best.
All right.
Or quite rightly so, what you should do best. Okay, let's listen to you again. You ready?
Yeah.
In the beginning was the Word, yeah. The Word was God, and the Word was with God, yeah. Through Him all things were made, the heavens, the earth, and every living thing created in love. And it was so good, yeah. It was so good, yeah, yeah. And it was so good. It was the perfect plan. Yeah, yeah. It was good. In the beginning was, the light of man shines through the darkest night, yeah. Through Him all life was given to Adam, to Eve, yeah. And everything they needed, abundant and free, yeah. It was it was the perfect plan.
My name is Isaiah Adeyemi, director and owner of Rock Solid Media Productions, and with me here in Abbey Road Studios is Timmy Adeyemi. I'm sure you guys probably saw the first part of a blog, and we said we were coming to do the mastering of Timmy's song, A Perfect Plan. So here we are. I've woken up. I've been up at it for the past, 2 weeks or something like that, and in Milton Keynes. So we're here in London in the famous Abbey Road Studios, and we're in the most sought after 5.1 mastering facility, and the mastering engineer Andy Walters. So I'm about to quickly do a stereo file mix over here before it's put back into Sadie, where we're actually going to do a stereo mix, and then at a later time we're going to come down and then try to do 5.1. So
on the mix side, it's just purely it's just a level thing.
yeah,
Just
that's all.
leveling,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, that's Andy Walters. So Andy, say hi. So while we're waiting, Andy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
About myself.
How you've come here.
How I came. I started at Abbey Road in 1991.
Wow.
March 1991 I started. I'm a classically trained musician.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, I work on everything and anything here. So I've worked on very old recordings, back to the very early days of sound, and specialised in cleaning those up. I've worked for big bands like U2 and Paul McCartney.
That's what I want to ask you. How was it like working for Paul McCartney?
What was it like? He's an extremely nice man. Actually, an extremely nice man to work with, and we spent a lot of the session just sitting here chatting. I can't remember stories about this, that, and the other. I kept thinking, we've got to get this done because he's got a room full of people there in the room, and but it's just very much you and him, and we're sitting there, and we're being very creative. Actually, he had written a piece of music with youth, which they used before one of his shows as a sort of pre-introduction, and they'd written this long section of music for 30 minutes, and it just needed editing down. So he said, what do you want to, where do you want to edit it? He was looking at me, and I thought, oh, you want me to do it? I said, well, where do you want the edits to go? And he said, no, it's up to you. You decide which bits we're going to chop out. We need 10 minutes of this rather than 30. So that was, it's terrific. It's a very creative process, it can be, particularly here at the sort of the end of the mastering stage, because there's often problems that have happened in the mix that get passed down the line, and little things that just need sorting out at the end of the day. And you know that from leaving here, that's it. It goes out. That's it. It's issued. That's the finished product. So it really is the kind of the final decision into when to get things decided, and just got to happen and think, right, well, that's it now. So it's it's a big responsibility, I suppose, from that point of view. But after 19 odd years, you get used to just
19 odd years.
pressing the button and think, right, that's it. Ready to go. That's a hit. Off we go.
So tell me, what's your most favorite equipment inside here, and what's your strength inside? What's the one thing that you always turn to every time you're about to do?
Well, there's several actually. I mean, we've got lots of new and older bits of equipment in here. The older equipment is because we absolutely love it. We love the sound it produces, and clients insist upon it. And over the years, people often said you don't need that old equipment in here anymore. And you think, no, we do. We love it. And I do lots of work for film scores and things. We often use some of these old equalising sort of programs and the very old sort of equipment built back in the 60s. The sound runs through that. So, I mean, particularly with digital, actually, that it can often be produced in a sort of very clinical environment, and it's not like the days of recording everything to analog tape. So, in a sense, by introducing analog equipment back into the process, you're warming up the sound again and making it, have that kind of great feel to it. So we've got things like that, but we've also got some great kind of toys. We use on the workstation. I mean, I've got the Cedar system, which is a computer-enhanced digital restoration system, which we not only use for old recordings, we use on new recordings, take out noises, chair squeaks, clicks, the sort of voice spatters, all sorts of little problems that you can have, or even sibilance. You can actually go through. There used to be other sort of programs and filters you could use in the past to reduce sibilance, but You can, they're fairly crude in the sense because they handle every S, and you think, well, actually, most of the S's are fine. It's just perhaps that one we want to soften. So there's some very clever, ingenious programs now, and you can really work, with real finesse just on a certain part of the frequency spectrum without affecting anything else around it.
Well, it's funny, I mentioned that to you. I said one of the things I know he's very good at is being able to deal with a particular thing without affecting the spectrum of the harmonics that is involved in something else.
Yes, exactly, So it's, I think, it's amazing. When I started here, I was like many people perhaps were 10, 20 years ago. They were sitting chopping with analog tape edits with a razor blade. And
this is called splicing.
Splicing,
yes,
exactly.
Splicing.
So what got you interested in mastering? Why did you take your 40 to
because
mastering?
In mastering particularly, I don't know really. I mean, I came here and I started as an editor and doing lots of editing, and I'd actually, before coming to Abbey Road, I'd trained on an audio engineering course, which was quite unusual because most people hadn't done that. They were sort of trained when they came here to EMI. They were musicians first and foremost, but they often did the training here. But I think around the 1990s there was so much equipment that was available in any studio around the world that you didn't really need to have a special. Abbey Road in that sense didn't have anything special, didn't sort of have just its own equipment. It was using equipment from all around the world. So to be on an audio engineering course, to have studied and to be able to come in and start work straight away was an advantage. But there was a lot of information I've learned over the last 20 years from my colleagues that's been passed down for 20 years before and 20 years before that. Little tricks of how to do things and how things work and why certain things happen when you're playing with sound. And it's those sort of things that you can only learn through experience. But I mean, to go to your question then about mastering, I mean, I enjoyed actually more than actually sticking things together. I've actually much more enjoyed mastering because you've had a kind of free rein to kind of get on and sort of take a project and do it on your own. Although I do work with producers and artists, it's a much more sort of freer process myself. I can actually sit there and, in a sense, produce what's happening. Whereas I found with editing, you were just working for a producer and he was saying, across this piece of music, we're going to have edit here, 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 here. And it was my job just to make them seamless and unnoticeable. So I found it sort of more challenging because it brought in all these different bits of equipment and working for all sorts of different types of music as well. So I just found it more rewarding really. And I've sort of made the kind of niche on its own because we then got involved in DVD work, and I've done a huge number of films and DVDs.
What's your most notable
DVDs. Harry Potter's probably, the Harry Potter film scores, so there's probably the most famous. Not necessarily the best films. Well, Atonement actually I did, the film Atonement, which won some Grammy awards and things.
It won 2 Grammys.
I mean, that's great. Actually, I saw it about a month ago.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it for ages.
Mixed masters by him.
Yes. So that's nice. So that's very enjoyable. I mean, I've been recently working with Andrew Lloyd Webber on the new Phantom Love Never Dies music.
You can hire me
out. So that's great. So I mean, there's all sorts of, and I'm doing some classical recordings as well. So there's a whole mix of everything. Jazz, classical, whatever.
How you doing?
This is our important. Oh, that's brilliant.
Thank you
Look
very
at
much.
that. That's just the thing.
Only at Abbey Road Studio.
Right, brilliant. Okay, this should be good. Right, good. Well, here we go. Let's have a try and outputs. What's we got there? We've got one input.
Listen, I don't have to use these.
Also, I've just got to use these inputs for images, so it's quite interesting.
Can you play that out?
Yeah, hang on, I just need to do some...
So one of the things I hear about you, which obviously I'll let you know, is I have been told that you swear by this B&W speakers. Tell us why.
I do. Yeah. Oh, they're fantastic. The definition on the sound. I mean, I really do. I'm not a salesman for B&W at all. I mean, I've worked with B&W for the last 20 years, and I've been used to other, General X and other sort of systems as well, which are very good. But I just find the clarity of sound. It doesn't flatter the sound. It plays it exactly as it is, and I think that's really important. Because what's the point flattering the sound before you even start? You want to hear it exactly as it is,
So we can sort
warts
out
and
what
all,
needs to be sorted out,
and then
yeah.
think, okay, it doesn't sound very good. Now let's try and
Deal
really
with
make
it,
it,
yeah.
make it into something.
That's
Yeah.
what scares me about it.
No, don't worry, don't worry. I mean, the thing as well is they've got such a wide kind of frequency range, and I mean, they're £5,000 a piece each. So
Yes, I just wanted him to say that actually for the
So,
record.
yeah.
Each
The
one
next
of them.
question is, everyone says to me, what have you got at home? You see, at home, because I listen to music all the time. I don't know, I have just little, nothing speakers at home. I don't listen to music in the same way, I just, it's there in the background. And,
But then you always have an idea what it should sound like anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, actually. I mean, we do have, when I worked with The Cure, Robert was always saying, these are great, he loved the speakers, but he said, can you bring in some really rubbish speakers, just some little rubbishy thing, just want to hear what it sounds like, just to,
Just have
Like
an
the
idea how it
keys.
sounds
It's interesting,
at home.
yeah, because do you want, because that's an interesting thing, I said to him, well, that's fine, if you don't like the sound on the little speakers, but you like it on these, are you going to change, are we going to
change it?
change it? He said, well, no, it's just tough, but I mean, it's just that sort of confidence thing, because I suppose for a lot of people it will be heard out of these little speakers. And, But I mean, we here at Abbey Road, we don't work down to the lowest common denominator. We work from the, the
I
top.
would much rather
And you
go-
think, well, this is how it sounds on a good system. If it doesn't sound as good at your
Then we're in
little
trouble.
hi-fi
then
at
it's the
home,
system as opposed
it's
to
like
the,
it's
to
your
the
speakers.
audio.
Get some better speakers. But
Absolutely.
I mean, that's everything I've worked on is done like that. So there are things that we're cleaning up and sorting out on the system here that you think actually most people won't hear this at home. But it doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is the problem's there. So let's remove the problem, sort it out, and then
Excellence.
yeah.
Is
So what I've got to get my head in gear. What are we doing? We're going.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Right. Good. Have you got any? I suppose that's maximum level, isn't it? Coming out of there.
The light of man shines through the darkest night, yeah.
Take the level down a bit. Yeah. What we need to do is we need to increase the level somewhere.
That's fine.
Yeah. And we're really using this for mixing, aren't we? Just to get it, just to monitor it as such. Yeah. So how do you get this rendered down then to stereo?
Straight down, yeah.
Yeah. So you just use it to.
I normally put a limiter just over here.
I'll double check
No,
you.
I'll go on your pocket. Which of the limiters? There's so young to it.
Yeah.
Should I use that one?
Everybody knows don't spoil that plan.
Did I press everything?
Not everybody
Yeah.
knows there was a
Yeah.
scam. Yeah. No one will ever know how his heart breaks.
That's it.
And
That's
no
the one.
one
Oh yeah,
will
that's
ever
about
know the lengths he takes. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
What I can do while I'm doing it,
Yeah.
I can mock up the mix of it. Let's put it into You're at 48k?
Yeah, 48K.
Right, okay.
Alright. So is that on that channel? Or?
Yeah, that's just the bass end, just okay.
Alright, should I bring the other drum in?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. So what I'm doing is just a general mix of everything, but it gives you an idea of what it would sound like when it's mixed. So,
I love them. I just love them.
They look beautiful.
yeah, nice, aren't they? Yeah, they are.
Okay. What are the
we just make sure.
-2?
Yeah,
on the output?
So yeah, absolutely. So we don't get any kind of distortion or anything. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, possibly. Possibly, I've come across that instrument. I've done lots of music from, all sorts of countries, Nigeria, lots of West African music I've worked on, old things from the 50s, the 60s, yeah. I do a lot of work for Honest John's records, actually, and they do a lot of the they find a lot of world music things, so it's quite possibly been talking drums and that. It's very strange, interesting music I've come across. Yeah.
This blows me because the clarity. I think also because I went to SAE, and one of the things that we were training in New York was clarity of sound. If you don't hear the right distinctive harmonics, you're in trouble. I mean, this is no different from what we heard in the studio. Although this is very enhanced, I have no regrets really. I was a bit worried, I thought. But that's good. Okay.
Got the reverb on the voice, haven't we?
Yeah, because it's running to the same bus channel.
Yeah,
In the beginning was our God, the God of love, who reigns up above, yeah.
Can you EQ on that?
Yeah, sure.
You just put a filter in it, like about 3K or 4K or something. We'll just put a few dBs in just to give a bit of.
Which of these should I use then?
I don't know what they are.
They have a recording.
Oh, are they? Right, okay. I see. Yeah, I see. You're like, just use any of the TGs. Just grab one of the TGs, yeah. And
4 5? Or that? No, I have to have the
okay. Excellent. Right. That's the limiter. Right. We need.
Oh no, we need the EQ.
EQ one. Yeah.
Or we can use the way block.
Yeah.
G.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Just stick something in it. Let's say 3K, just a few dBs, or 4K, just to kind of crisp up that drum a bit, make it a bit more.
The high end, right?
Yeah. If you got individual
Or you'd rather use a clean EQ strip?
yeah, an EQ strip, do that. Just put a filter in it, 3-4K with a kind of medium Q, or just put a couple of dBs in. That's better. It's more interesting. It's giving you a bit of colour and stuff going on because you haven't got a hi-hat going as such or anything.
No, we decided not to use no.
It's fine, absolutely. But
No,
no, it's good. But in a sense, it's sort of doing that kind of job. But that's why I was trying to jazz it up a bit, brighten it up. Because I could probably on my EQ, I'll probably you put everything back on.
Okay.
I'll probably
The garden of love, to lead us to his kingdom of heaven above, to show us what we dream.
That's nice.
Oh,
Excellent.
good.
We got enough birdsong at the end to fade? Yeah, we have, haven't we?
Yeah.
Right. So let's render what you got there.
Good.
Don't touch it.
I like that. No,
That's good. That's good. It's just like, yeah, I think you kind of reach that point, don't you? Think that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Okay,
it's
so
good.
yeah,
It's
so
been
hit
creative
bounce.
hour, so it's been good.
Bounce.
Right. Yeah. Bounce it. Do whatever you do. Then so
180.
you can get it onto a DVD or a CD or something. Yeah.
You want on a CD?
I don't mind. There's a WAV file. Stick on a little pen drive.
Okay, because I got the hard drive here. I can
Stick
it
on the
here.
hard drive. That's just goes straight in.
Yeah, USB.
Yeah, sure, okay. Yeah, fine. Okay, that's good, and I'll just stick it straight in. And then all I've got to do is just run it through, because we've been monitoring via this, but we haven't put it via this, if you know what I mean. So we'll render it, get it as the WAV, put it via all this stuff, and that's it, we'll be done in.
Okay,
Half
so
an hour or so,
PCM,
yes, yeah.
wave, 16.
PCM WAV 16,
48.
you're at 48 at the minute.
Well, since we're bouncing, do we bounce it back down to 41, or should I leave that to you? Because I
Leave that
tend
to
to
me.
say, let me leave it to you.
Leave that to me.
Yeah, so I'll
Leave
leave it
that
back
to me.
to 48.
I'll sort it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll get it to 44.
Include the audio tail, normalize, audio being the audio file. No dithering.
No.
You do that yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Yay. Oh.
Timmy, don't let me shoot you.
So you're gonna perfect plan. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Perfect plan. Stereo master or something. Yeah.
Thank you,
There.
Andy.
That's okay. That's no problem. You got the jacket
I've
on?
actually enjoyed this. I have really enjoyed this. Okay, it's bouncing. Can I go use the bathroom?
Yeah, of course. Next door for you.
This is the surround mastering room's engine room.
The word was God,
He's in the
and
engine
the
room.
word was with God, yeah. Through him all things were made, the heavens, the earth, and every living thing created in love, yeah. And it was so good.
I love them.
It was so good, yeah. It was so good. It was the perfect man.
That sounds familiar.
In the beginning was the light of man shines through the darkest night, yeah. Through him all life was given, to Adam, to Eve, and everything they needed, abundant and free, yeah. And it was so good, it was so good, yeah. It was so good, it was the perfect man.
Ready to go now?
Right?
Yeah.
The birds come now, don't they?
In the beginning was the Word. The Word was God, and the Word was with God, yeah. Through him all things were made, the heavens, the earth, and every living thing created in love, yeah. And it was so good. It was so good, yeah. It was so good. It was the perfect man. the darkest night, yeah. Through him all life was given to Adam to Eve, and everything they needed, abundant and free, yeah. And it was so good, it was so good, yeah. It was so good, it was the perfect plan. And not everybody knows God spoiled that plan. Not everybody knows. So good, so good, so good. It was the perfect plan. So good. So good, so good, it was the perfect plan. In the beginning was the Word was God, and the Word was with God, yeah. Through him all things were made, the heavens, the earth, and every living thing created in love, yeah. And it was so good, it was so good, yeah. It was so good, it was the perfect plan. In the beginning was the light of man shines through the darkest night, yeah. Through him all life was given to Adam to Eve, and everything they needed, abundant and free, yeah. And it was so good, it was so good, yeah. It was so good, it was the perfect plan. But not everybody knows God spoiled that plan. Not everybody knows that was a scam, yeah. No one would ever know how his heart breaks, and no one could ever know the lengths he takes, yeah. To bring us back to Eden, the garden of love, to lead us to his kingdom of heaven above, to show us what we dream of, a land of the free, and give us life so full of his tranquility, yeah. And it was so good, it was so good, yeah. It was so good. good. It was the perfect plan.